Lowry, missed shots. It looked like everyone was going down. Um, but I'm actually, I mean, you can see he can put the ball on the floor. He's a good passer. He's a very skilled player, good mobility. And I like that he's got some toughness to him. He's just got to get physically stronger, which, is normal for a 19, 20-year-old kid. But since we've had him in the building, we've been real encouraged by his work ethic and his skill level.
Is there anything that he's jumped out on that maybe you can't see on film or you can't see from talking to him that you guys have seen, whether it's in practice or out in these couple
Well,
games?
I just think that, we had scouted him pretty thoroughly, but he's got, he's mobile, he's got a physicality to him. He's just got to get stronger physically, but just is like today, he missed shots, but you thought everyone was going down. He's just got a nice stroke. And I thought he had some really nice passes today. So this is it's all a process, and it's good to get him in our gym, in our system, and to start working.
Gar, with the holiday signing official, what does he add to your team?
I think length, athleticism, a guy who can defend out on the perimeter, can make a perimeter shot, and as you know, we had him, so we love what he brings to the team, to the chemistry. He's our kind of guy. So we were real excited when we were able to get that done the first couple of days, and fits, and that he's still somewhat young, but I just think he fits the direction we're headed. So we were excited about the signing.
Where do things stand on Nico?
Continuing to talk.
Are you still optimistic that you'll get a deal done?
Yeah, we are, because we want Nico back, and we think Nico wants to be in Chicago. So usually when you have those two things, at the end of the day, there's usually a way to get something done.
Have there been any more discussions between you and Leon Rose about potentially buying Dwayne out?
Have you had any discussions about any changes on the coaching staff, or are you going to keep that as is? You said something about that at the end of season press conference.
I think it's as is, as far as the bench staff. Behind the bench, there may be some changes.
I think this sort of game has some mark. Is this an eye opener for him when he comes in and faces a higher level of competition? What do you feel he saw in this kind of game?
Well, I think it's good. Like, I thought he played really well the other night, and then when he struggles to make shots tonight, again, it's just the first part of a learning process to knowing what kind of kid he is. He'll take that hard and continue to work and grow from there. But we've all seen it in Summer League. I remember Derrick Rose's first Summer League game, and Mario Chalmers kicked him a new one. He looked awful. Or even back to the Ben Gordon days, where he really struggled in Summer League several games, and then ends up sixth man of the year. The big thing is just getting the process started, being with our coaching staff, learning what's expected, and this being the first step to what will be a long summer where he'll be in the gym, be with our athletic performance people, getting stronger, being with our coaches, working on his skill development, and just getting adjusted to this being a full-time job.
What circumstances were done? What happened with Chris Dunn?
It's a personal issue that he needs to attend to. So obviously we're supporting him fully and hoping for the best.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. Yeah.
Hey, Gar, obviously you guys are in touch enough with your fan base where you're not going to make decisions based on what your fans are saying, but I'm guessing that you know that right now the disdain for you guys, whether it's a bulletin board or whatever, is as high as it's ever been. Do you guys feel that? Are you aware of that? That the fans just right now are just not happy with the decisions and the way things have gone?
Well, here's what I think. I think we got great fans, and I think we have passionate fans, and that's one of the pluses to being in Chicago is that they're very passionate about the Bulls. We understand it's always hard, when you've had a level of success, and then you've got to take a step back and go into a new direction as far as a rebuild's concerned. And we know that it's going to be a process, and there's going to be ups and downs within that process. But we think the trade kind of gave us a step in the right direction as far as heading that way, where we got 3 young players who we really like, and we continue to keep a great level of flexibility. The big thing for us now is to integrate these young guys in, continue to develop the young guys that we have from the previous year, continue to keep a level of flexibility where we can add assets, whether it's via trade because of the cap room or the flexibility we have. We have a $15 million trade exception with Jimmy, and we've all seen, where last year there was the spike, there was a huge bump and a very active market. I think we're seeing the market suppress some this summer. And then I think as we go into next summer, as the cap is flattening, the ability to have young players, develop those young players, have flexibility in order to add assets, and then draft picks will give us a step up and try to go forward.
I understand that, but how do you?
Veterans to this group to just help with mentoring or
Yeah, it's something we'll continue to look at. Yeah, I mean, we think we've got some good veterans, and Robin and Dwayne, and even some of the young veterans we have. But we've got some roster spots, and we're continuing to have conversations as far as adding a player or two.
How do you convince?
So many teams in the East are going about taking steps back, where basically you can almost find yourself in a playoff race with 30-something wins. Does that alarm you because you want to be back in the lottery, you want to add more young players, but so many other teams are doing the same exact thing in the East?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we look at it as far as what we need to do, what we feel we need to do in a rebuild. And as far as, you never know until you're in somebody else's shoes what's going on. But I do know we feel really good as far as taking a step back, the direction we can now head as far as rebuilding around these young guys and continuing to add to that.
Gar, how do you convince the fan base that you guys are accountable? I know you guys have thrown that word out, but the feeling is that you guys aren't accountable. How do you convince them of that?
Well, I think, again, we needed to take a step back in order to start this rebuild. And, the key now will be player development. This group continuing to work, continuing to develop, continuing to play hard. And the fans seeing progress with this group now over the next year or two and continue to add to it, and these guys get better.
Gar, you touched on this a little bit. At Zach's introductory press conference. He's obviously, everyone says he's got a great work ethic, and he's itching to get back.
Yeah.
What if he's ready in October, November? Are you guys going to purposely hold him to a certain date to preserve the future, or how you guys going to handle that?
I mean, we haven't put a timeline or a date on it, Casey, but I do know we'll be really conservative in that, we look at this as a big window move as far as bringing Zach at 22 years old. He's been fantastic. He's been in our gym, working with our athletic performance staff. He came out here to spend some time with the young players and continue to work with our staff. So we'll be cautious. What that means, we won't know until we get into the season and see exactly where he's at.